Hi everyone, I'm Susan Boyd.
And I'm Shannon Thompson-Jones.
And this is episode 55 of What Your Friends Won't Tell You. All right, so today we are talking about attachments or expectations, right?
Expectations in relationships.
In relationships.
Yeah, which also has to do with attachment. It's just so sticky a topic.
Yeah, so this one came up after our last episode. We were all kind of like, we had a whole crew here and everyone's kind of gathering around, and we were all sort of talking about different things that were happening in our lives. And it really was all surrounding this topipic.
Yeah, if you think about it.
If you think about it, right?
Yeah,
Expectations in relationships.
Yes.
And, so for instance, like you expect that your parent is going to call you, every week, or should check in with you every week. Or maybe it's your daughter that you think should check in with you every week.
Right.
And they don't. And you start to get bitter and upset.
Right.
And so, I think it's very interesting about the different ways that we sort of expect things to happen.
Right.
Sorry. Should we turn it around and just show him? I feel like we should show him. I'm going to turn it around. Can I turn it around? I'm going to just turn it around. Show him.
That's the loud maker in the background is the guy with the dog.
Shannon's
that's
husband.
Interrupting our session. So if you're wondering why we're laughing hysterically and why somebody's saying, come on,
We
come on,
expect that
he will
Ryan...
be quiet when we're taping. And however, he was not because he has a thing for dogs, so he's trying to coerce the dog. And it's all fine.
It didn't bother me, but you're like...
I'm like, what is happening? What is happening over there?
All right, so back to expectations in relationships.
Yes.
So you expect, and it's so funny because we were saying this, and we were actually talking to a man who said, I expect that my daughter should call me. And it's like, well, why should the daughter call you?
And my dad definitely expected
that
he passed away 6 months ago, but 9 months ago, but he used to feel for sure kids come to parents.
Okay.
And I remember I used to feel so heartbroken because I would want him to come to me, like come visit me at college, or come, you're driving right past, or come see me, call me. And I know he said it, just not even meaning anything, but he would say it in passing, like, they need to call, or they haven't called about the stepkids or whatever. He really had a belief system that children come to parents. Yeah. And then that person that said that to us as well, like, well, I expect my daughter to call me, and we're all, a lot of the women in the room were like, well, why?
Yeah.
But it's a kind of a thing.
It's so interesting because this is the one problem I don't have. I have every other problem.
She's good with one.
This is the one problem that I don't have because I've always thought, and to be honest with you, my dad and even my mom, we don't talk that often. Like maybe it's once every few weeks, you know? It's like, okay, I'd be like, oh, I haven't talked to mom in a while, let me give her a call. Or hey, I haven't talked to dad in a while, let me give him a call. Like, I just don't ever see that as a thing that they don't love me, or they don't care about me, or they don't want to talk to me. It's just they have probably busy lives and I have busy lives, and so that doesn't bother me. It's interesting to me to see when people get upset by that.
Well, you know what I'm thinking as you're talking is like there's two layers to this. There's the conscious, right, that people that will say like, I expect this, and then there's the subconscious, because my mom lives in my neighborhood and works in my building, and she has a subconscious expectation that everybody comes to her house, and she doesn't think anything of it. And then like over the past year or two, I'm like, I live 6 blocks from you, like you could come by to my house. And she's like, and it's like oh yes, of course. And in all fairness to her, she, ever since she heard that, she stepped it up. But like it's been the thing for years where I always go to their house, and it's kind of just it's just the thing, but it's that subconscious pressure. And I know for years I was kind of like, well, why isn't anybody coming by my house? Like it's the same 10-minute drive each way, right? But it's really fascinating how that works, how it's conscious and subconscious.
And I think it can play out not just in parent-children relationships, but in love relationships as well. Like, I expect that when he gets home, he's going to give me a kiss, or I expect that, that she's going to do the dishes after dinner, or whatever it is. That was
there's tons of them. But there's what you're talking about, they're just so subtle. Like there's tons of like what you're like the person who cooks dinner or whatever, and then the other person goes and sits in the living room. That's a statement.
Yeah,
I'm
that is a
expecting
statement.
you're going to clean the kitchen.
Now
You
that
know?
would piss me off.
That's a statement that will
would
get
piss
you
me
into
off.
trouble. If
Mom
you're
not
Suzanne.
calling every day, that doesn't piss me off.
Right. Yeah, that's a statement that'll get you in trouble with Suzanne Boyd.
Right.
But there's all these nuances in relationships, and then someone else was kind of referring to broken relationships where people stop talking in families and all those expectations and how painful that is, and sometimes that even can be. In her situation, it was about the expectation of someone. I don't want to be too specific, but they were saying the expectation that someone had of like, hey, when I have a baby, there should be certain things that people do, and when it doesn't happen, then I'm mad at you. So I think that is just rampant in relationships, definitely with mothers and daughters and mothers and sons and, parent children.
And girlfriends. I mean, I will tell you, that I've had some friends that expected me to call at certain events, and I don't call, and they get upset with me. And it's like, gosh, I didn't even think about it. Or, gosh, I got busy that day. And so there's all that kind of hurt feelings. Yeah, that pressure.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we were kind of saying as an antidote for that, which you brought up, which is wonderful, is be clear what you need. Yeah. To go back to those people. And yes, you can say, I'm upset that you didn't call, but here's what I need going forward. Can you call me once a week or whatever? And that's so great because there's all these unwritten rules that nobody got the memo on.
And we are so, especially I think women, we are not good at asking for what we need. We just assume people know what we need. And I know I'm guilty of that. Like, oh, you should just know that I need a kiss when you walk in the door.
I still have that. I'm laughing so hard because I still have that in my office as a couples therapist all the time when people say, well, he should know. She should know that.
Right.
And
Isn't that like marriage 101?
Yeah, and all of them, no matter what it is, everybody believes the other person should know. Like, it could be as simple as a kiss at the door, or it could be as random as my cousin, who I love dearly, who was so upset that the creek rocks weren't put properly by her deck. And like, don't you know how to put creek rocks by the deck? Like, duh. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's the manual on that?
Right.
Like, we really feel like you need to know, you should know what I need in every capacity.
You should know how to put the dishes in the dishwasher properly.
Yes. You should know when it's clean. Why are you leaving those there for 3 days? Right. Whatever it is, we have these expectations. I love in the program of recovery, there's all kinds of fun expressions. And one of the things that they say often is expectations are premeditated resentments. Expectations are premeditated resentments, which means if you have
you're
an
setting
expectation,
yourself up.
You're setting yourself up to
you
be
want to
mad.
be pissed off.
You want to be mad.
Do you want to be pissed off?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. You want to be pissed off, and you want something to be pissed off about.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. So sorry to hit you with that
one. Shannon, I just had an
shots
aha.
fired.
Yeah, wow.
Instead of the opposite of that is to say, hey, I don't want to be upset later. You're home for the day. Could you unload the dishwasher? Could you please wash the dog? And could you please put the stuff in the dryer for me? Because I'm working today and you're off. And I know I'm going to be so frustrated if I come home and nothing's done.
Right.
And meanwhile, it's your day off and I want you to be able to relax. But if you could just do those 3 things, it's going to make me feel a lot better. And I won't feel so like unappreciated that I'm working.
Right.
That took, 30 seconds or less?
Yeah.
And now I'm not resentful. How many of us have sat at work like, I know he didn't do the dishwasher.
I know he didn't do that.
I know he's sitting on the couch watching
I know,
dog.
right. I know he's not going to do that.
No, he's not going to do it. And
Right.
that dog wash, not going to happen.
Right.
Not going to happen. And
Right.
he knows that dog. He can smell that dog.
Right.
But he's not going to watch, and so we're gearing up and maybe we want to be mad instead of just asking.
So what are the tools to kind of dealing with those expectations in relationships? Like, I loved the one you gave to someone about the home. Well,
that's that
who they
person. Right. So what you're saying, what you just asked is like, what are the tools or what do you do to manage the expectations? So the answer that you're referring to, the first thing obviously is what we just said, which is ask for what you need. But more importantly, what she's referring to, what Suzanne's referring to is how do we manage the expectation? I think it's really important for us to look at people for who they are. And I hate this. I have so many people that, friends, whatever, that will say to me, they're so angry that their boyfriend or husband did A, B, and C. And I'm thinking to myself, but that's who they are. Like, I even know that.
Right.
One of the things with my husband and I was so funny when we first got together. I'm very OCD in the sense that I see everything, right? So if I walk into a room, I'm like, laundry basket, that needs to be folded, dishes need to be put in the sink, all the stuff needs to be cleared off the counter. I see everything. My husband can walk into the same room.
And he thinks it looks amazing.
He
Nothing needs to be done.
Well, he doesn't see laundry baskets.
Right.
He does see dishes.
Ryan.
But there's certain things that he doesn't see. And so for me, what I've learned with him, it's so simple. Like in the first 6 months or a year, we were fighting. Like I'm like, there's 3 laundry baskets. Like, why would you, and he's like, and he's looking at me like, oh, there are 3 laundry baskets. And what I got was, he doesn't see certain things, but if you ask him to do anything,
he will do it.
Anything, he will do it.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, I'm going to work. There's so many laundry baskets. Do you think you can get through that? Absolutely. He will do it immediately. He will do it with a smile on his face. Yeah. But otherwise, he doesn't see it. It's not as important to him. And it's not literally that he's blind, but like either he doesn't see it, or what I'm saying to you about your spouse is some people are ADD. ADD is a fascinating, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity. If they're hyperactive, they're moving really fast, so they don't see a lot. Yeah. And if they're ADD, they're very distractible. Me too. So they'll see it, right, and they'll say, I need to do that. And then they never remember it again. Yeah. As soon as they're they start it and then they don't finish it. And then they go to another task. And so then the person that lives with them comes home and they're like, why do you have 4 dishes in the dishwasher and then 4 and the thing's still open, and why didn't you finish? And it's like, all you have to do is ask for what you need, or coach or guide a little bit. So I think that understanding who you're married to, understanding who your friends are. Like, I love when we talked about something like this a long time ago, and you're like, listen, my friends know I'm bad with texting. Like, I'm
bad with calling back.
Bad with all of it.
I'm bad with checking in. Right. But like, you call me, you got a problem, I will be there.
Right. So
you just have to let me know.
Right. Right. You explain who you are. And so the tool is for you, because so many people are like, but I can't let it go. Like, why didn't she call me? Yeah. So when you get off the phone with Suzanne and she says to you, I didn't call you back. I'm sorry. You know what? My son, my daughter, I got distracted. I love you to pieces. And you're frustrated. Instead of calling someone else and telling them how frustrated you are, or telling your story to your spouse, I want you to do this. Shrug your shoulders, put your hands up and go, that's Suzanne. And the reason it's so important to do all that motion is if you just do that right now, sitting in your home, just do that feeling, what happens is your body kind of goes, yeah. Right? Your body's like, and your brain is like, not a big deal. Yeah. And so that's a signal for your brain, this is not a big deal. Like, don't get uptight about this. So you're telling your brain, this is who this person is. And so you do that 10 times with anyone, you're going to be surprised. You're not going to feel so agitated. Yeah. And 100 times, you're not even going to expect it. Right. Because your brain's going to say, but that's Suzanne. That's what she does. Right. It's not a big deal. That's just who she is. She's not personal. So it's so fascinating how those little things where you're sending that signal to your brain of, this is not a big deal. Right. You can let this go. This is who she is. The next time, you're not going to be as upset. It really works.
I mean, because it goes back to the old saying, you're never going to change anyone.
No. Good luck with that.
You are not going to change anybody. You can only change the way you see it.
Yeah. I mean, and you can ask for what you need, which would allow them to change if they want to change. So it's important to ask for what you need. But if you ask 17 times, like, how many of us do this? Right? Yeah. Somebody asked earlier, like, can you do something on the definition of insanity? For those of you that don't know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if I know that Suzanne is not going to call me back, she's not going to text, but she's told me, hey, ride my behind if I don't get back with you, because I'm just bad at it. So I'll be like, hey, where are you? Right. Hey, and then she's like, oh my gosh. So if I am doing the same things over and over again, that's my insanity. Yeah. Really?
Well, and it's your issue,
You see how easily she said that? It's your issue.
And my issue. All right. Well, I like that. Yeah. That's Suzanne. Yep. All right. That's good advice. Thanks, Shannon. Anything else that you want to add that you think is important to tell people about managing expectations with others?
I think somebody said to me recently, I love being a therapist, because people come back to me and they tell me these things that I told them 5 years, 10 years, 15 years ago that I don't even remember. And I'm like, I should keep a list. But it's so powerful how they're like, that thing saved me, or that thing changed me. And one of the things that somebody said recently is, I love that you taught me that you have different people in your life for different reasons. And so this is a good place to apply that rule. If your expectation of Suzanne is that she calls you back and texts you back right away, and that she calls every time you're having a bad day or a good day, and she's Johnny on the spot, and that's what you want from her,
found the wrong friend.
Right. So if you
call Tina.
right? And then
my Tina's that friend.
right. So you're in a circle of friends, so you know this is what Suzanne is, and then you say, you know what? I think I need to forge more of a connection with Tina when it comes to like stuff I'm going through. So I need to tell her when I'm having surgery, and I need to tell her when my birthday is, and I need to tell her because she's gonna blow up my phone and make me feel special and send me balloons, and that's who she is. She loves me. Suzanne loves me too, but she does it differently where she's there when I need her and I can go to her house and she'll hold space for me for 3 hours. She's my talking friend. This one's my action friend. This one's my dancing friend. This one's my movie friend. So understanding, and same thing, those of you going into marriages thinking, this man is my everything.
My knight in shining armor.
You are in big trouble.
Well, and vice versa.
Right. So you're in big trouble if you think that one person is going to meet all your needs. That was amazing. I think she just caught like something midair.
It was a mosquito.
Yeah, and it's over. It ended its life. It's like that.
Like I'm like Mr.
Karate
Miyagi.
Kid. I was just gonna say it's Karate Kid. I watched it, folks. It was pretty unbelievable. But that's what it is. So it's like, figure out what you need. If you need a movie friend, don't be mad at your husband that he hates movies and keep browbeating him.
Right.
Find a movie friend.
I don't like movies either.
Yeah, see? She's
I'm
not my
your movie friend.
And
what
I
kind of
love
friend am
movies.
I?
Yeah. What does she do? Why is anybody friends with her?
Right.
She doesn't call.
I'm
she
a
doesn't
lot
text.
of damn fun.
She makes me laugh.
That's right.
And she has a heart of gold. Gold.
Thank you.
Compassionate, kind, and a worker bee.
Yeah.
Like gets it.
You need something done,
You
I will
need
get
something
it done.
She gets it done. Like there's so many great things, but that's the truth. Like if we were married, we'd be miserable because I want to do a movie. I want to sit in front and watch movies.
Right,
I want to go to movies.
Right. And I don't even want to like turn on the TV. I want like complete silence.
Yeah. So seriously, don't be mad at your friend or your partner for not being that thing. Go find the person.
Yeah.
Same sex. If you're married.
True.
I've got a new movie buddy, honey. I bet you do.
She's blonde and she's from Sweden. And she's 18. Yeah, no.
Dude, same sex.
That's right.
Golf buddy, movie buddy, dancing buddy. I've got one girlfriend that
good.
she's my dance partner, you know, and it's like I've got 2 girlfriends that do that, but it's so cool. I don't even think, oh, should I call this person to go No, they're not going dancing on a Tuesday night. Forget it.
Right.
But I know my girls that will. So figure out those people in your life.
Yeah, that's good advice. All right, thanks, Shannon.
Yes.
Awesome episode. And make sure you follow us on social media. We're in all the channels. We're here. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. We've hit over 100 subscribers on YouTube. I know. I'm so excited.
That's a hard thing to do.
It is.
My
YouTube.
gosh, it's
I'm like
100.
we're like trudging along. You know, YouTube's for all the youngins. We're trying to break into the youngin crowd.
Cool.
So go subscribe to us if you do have a YouTube channel, and make sure you follow us on podcast too. If you are driving to work or at the gym, you can listen to all of our episodes. You can go back and listen to all the episodes.
And share us on Facebook.
Share us, yes.
The
share
only thing
us.
I can add.
Especially share us when you see our live full production episodes, our streaming ones, because those are really special and costing us a lot of money. So we would really appreciate that. All right, thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.